Thank you. And now I want to bring up Chris D.
So I've also often been accused of mumbling, so I'm going to use a mic. This is the book, and I'm not going to read any of those song lyrics. I think song lyrics are meant to be sung, but it's got all the song lyrics I've ever written, both the good, the bad, and the mediocre. But there's a lot of other kind of stuff in here. There's poetry, there's excerpts from unpublished novels, there's some short stories. There's a lot of this stuff that dates back from the early 70s when I was, literally 19 or 20. And there's also a lot of dream journal stuff in here. And that's one of the things I'm going to read first. This is from actually a bunch of dream journal stuff. That's from, I don't remember exactly what year I dreamed this, but it was between 2003 2008. This is called The Weird Apothecary Shop. I'm hanging out with Gary, a long-lost friend from high school who now inhabits a very ancient, musty, dusty apothecary shop in a boarded-up neighborhood that resembles some strange cross between Hermosa Beach and a Prague ghetto. Gary sits at an old roll-top desk writing esoteric symbols on a cracked parchment scroll. I look out between the shelves of antique medicine bottles through the slats of the storefront's clumsily boarded-up front window. The sidewalk and cobblestone street outside, as well as the other buildings, are all dirty white in color. There is no one about as a sighing wind blows pieces of newspaper and swirls of dust up the avenue's slight incline. Gary takes me into the back room. A prostrate form lies covered in a sheet on an antique patient's table, which is upholstered in rotting red leather. Gary takes the sheet off, unrolling it down the length of the corpse. It's the 1980s action movie star Steven Seagal, clad in a dark suit and apparently dead. Gary withdraws an eyedropper from a tiny vial of some mysterious tincture and snakes it in between the body's lips. A few minutes tick by. Abruptly, Seagal's eyes pop open and he sits bolt upright. Gary says, "You know where to take him." My friends Shep and Brian appear and help me walk him out to a waiting car. We drive to a sturdy but simply constructed, fairly large two-story brick house. It's the new residence of George W. Bush and family after retiring from the White House. We walk the zombie-like Seagal up the flagstone path and are greeted by George at the door. He's glad to see us, exhibiting his Texas good old boy persona and asking us all to stay for dinner. We reluctantly enter and are ushered into the high-ceilinged living room where we meet George's wife, Laura. Despite our antipathy for Bush and his legacy, we try to be friendly and polite, thanking him for looking after Stephen, who has seen better days. He poo-poos this, saying, Nah, it's nothing, guys. It's the least I could do after all he's been through." So this is another one. Let's see. This is another one. I think this is probably from a little more recently, from about maybe 3 years ago. This is called Alain Delon's Lost Russian-French fantasy film. A lost film from the late 60s, a Russian-French co-production, has just been rediscovered. Starring Alain Delon and Anna Karina, it seems to be a loose, barely connected sequel to A Woman is a Woman. However, this one is not directed by Jean-Luc Godard, but by some obscure Russian director. I just got hold of the import DVD, and it is an English dubbed version with forced Russian subtitles. Skimming through it, I watch a scene in a small, brightly lit family library paneled with blonde wood bookcases where carefree Anna is spinning around in a Danish modern swivel chair, kicking up her legs, laughing and singing. Anna's mother is a talking platypus, and it admonishes the weeping family dog lying on the floor next to Anna. "No use crying, my dear. Sadness only gives birth to chaos." "Yes, chaos," I say. The maternal platypus then uses its duck bill to suck up the tears cascading down the mutt's snout. Later, I hang out with DeLon, who is one of my best friends. We both wear sharkskin suits and skinny ties, and we are only in our late 20s, even though he is at least 16 years my senior in real life. We're puttering around a huge kitchen, and as I'm getting some coffee out of a cabinet, I remark how disappointed I am that the only DVD release of the film, which is called Mommy Platypus, isn't a French language version with English subtitles. Somehow I get the distinct impression he doesn't give a damn one way or the other. There's a rumor the movie's title is what inspired director Bertrand Tavernier to call his 1990 film with Dirk Bogarde Daddy Nostalgia. Actually, I guess what we're doing, we're kind of breaking it up. I'm going to do one, and then Josh is going to do one, and Wyatt's going to do one, and then we'll do it in 10-minute cycles, or a couple of 10-minute cycles each. So this is one of the poems that I wrote within the last few years. I have the more recent poetry in the back of the book, and all the earlier stuff from the 70s where I wrote a lot of poetry is in the near the front. This is called Susie's Sex Shop. Susie's Sex Shop calling. Where are you? Your table is waiting. You search, we find. Let's talk. The secret's inside. So get wise, unpaid avenger. Your bloodline is at an end. Dead legacy at blowout prices. Bargain basement avatars materialize, and the nasty world is glowing red hot from your naive trust. Can you handle this? Power up your bedroom magic, because your foolproof recipe is ready. Did you hear? Rosalind got a breakdown notice. Forget about your miserable failures in bed. This is the solution to all your woes. Flush the toxins away. We worry about you making it happen in the bedroom. Our factory fuck manual will prepare you for action. Your hand is missing something, like a handkerchief for calcified tears, weeping over the confessions blurted out about whirlwind industries made up of magnificent girls who never eat and never sleep. You've received a card from their extended family. It's a reminder to get the goo-goo out of Get Back to Me, Darling. Loretta is disappointed at her cocksure swain for baby talk at nap time. Did it really happen in your city? Did it really amount to no more than small talk? These pledges of fealty sworn in the velvety purple darkness of crumbling ruins. A friend has been searching for you, a rough diamond in the azure pastures of the city dump, an uncut emerald in the backed-up sewers of Elysian fields, a scarlet ruby that glows as crimson as a drop of sacred blood. Experience the best night of your life. Haven't you heard this yet? No? Well, listen up. What is good music but love made concrete in between the donkey ears of humanity's blissful consternation? Why did they explode the bomb here and not there? Why did the tremors stir at your tender touch? Why does the fire keep going out in the cold furnace of your broken heart? I know. You're tired of your little friend no one else sees staring at you while you work the night shift at the neighborhood inferno. But another comrade, her face just out of sight, has been searching for you. Don't turn your aching back on her. Partner with her and part the black curtain between life and death. Show her all your power, making wishes come true in the dream harem of pygmy nature. Susie's Sex Shop is closing earlier this millennium, so don't forget, and don't make me repeat. Your table is waiting. Where are you? We seek the internal thief inside of you, who made off with the secret and now knows the mystery of